Hello, good afternoon, good evening, maybe even good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the penultimate game of the 2025 Total Energies Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. And today we are in Cairo for the third place playoff between Nigeria and Egypt. Each of these young sides narrowly missing out on the final and a shot at the top prize. But both will be heading to the Under-20 World Cup in a few months' time. So certainly a successful campaign, and now a chance to claim bronze and the title of best of the rest. That is, besides the two finalists. Of course, South Africa and Morocco, who beat Nigeria. You see arriving here earlier this afternoon. And Egypt, respectively. Long journey for these two sides. Nigeria initially second in their group. Morocco taking top spot there with 7 points to the Flying Eagles 5. A win and 2 draws though, undefeated. It was an opening win against Tunisia. Single goal from Awal Ibrahim. Goalless draw with Morocco, and a 2-2 draw with Kenya. Egypt has to play one more game in the 5-team Group A, of course. Getting us underway way back in the 27th of April. Also a 1-0 win there against South Africa, the finalists. So started impressively, but then 3 days later, beaten 4-1 by Sierra Leone. They really bring the hosts back down to earth. Steadied the ship with a 0-0 draw before ensuring they made it through to the knockouts thanks to a 1-0 win against Tanzania. Ahmed Sharaf with the only goal of that game. Still a crucial quarter-final to come though for each of them for that World Cup spot. We'll let you know.
For those who love it, those who support it, and those who play it, Orange is here. Orange, proud sponsor of African football.
Here, we're known for our sense of service. It's all about finding ways to support you. Day after day, doing everything we can to be useful and providing energy in all its forms. Everywhere, every time, all across the continent.
Yes, it was a crucial quarter-final for each. Of course, with the winners of the 4 quarter-finals qualifying for the Under-20 World Cup to be played in Chile, September and October this year. And both made hard work of it. Hard work though it was, unsurprisingly for Nigeria, up against the reigning champions Senegal. Goalless all the way through extra time into a penalty shootout, which they triumphed from 3-1. 3 misses. Senegal saved that 2 saves by their very young, impressive goalkeeper. Nigeria. Whilst for Egypt, it was 2-2 after extra time. Pegged back in the 101st minute by Ghana. Thought they'd won. They did eventually. 5-4 in their shootout. But yes, both stopped at the semi-final stage. 1-0 defeat for each. nonetheless, 90 minutes still ahead of them here. They fight for bronze. Two sets of players have now made their way out onto the turf here in the 30th of June Stadium. We'll take a brief pause now whilst the two countries' national anthems play out.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Nigeria. السيدات والسادة برجاء الوقوف للنشيد الوطني لمنتخب نيجيريا. And now, the national anthem of Egypt. والآن النشيد الوطني لمنتخب مصر.
Beladi played out in honor of these young Egyptians. Before that, Nigeria, We Hail Thee, only reinstated as the Nigerian national anthem last year. As for the 11 chosen by Aliou Zaubaya, the Nigerian head coach, it is a fairly familiar set of players, a few given their chance to shine here in the final game of the tournament. Not too much at stake beyond pride. Ajia Yakub comes in between the sticks, having played just 40 minutes before this game. So too Suleiman Alabi, Yushao Amiyao, and Ezekiel Kapangu, having been limited in terms of their minutes before this afternoon. Shamira Nabada is your referee for the next couple of hours of Uganda. Very international officiating team. Assistants from Mali, Burundi, Eswatini and Mauritania. It is the Swazi VAR, Leticia Viana, there if required for any particularly contentious decisions. 4-3-3 for Nigeria, so too a 4-3-3 for Egypt. Osama Nabi going with pretty similar idea to his opposite number. Some getting a first start, including the goalkeeper, Ahmed Wahab, his first minutes of any kind in the competition. That also the case for Mohamed Sadoun at left back. and a few who've only made 1 or 2 substitute appearances. Mohamed Ali and number 24, Mohamed Atef. A chance to show what they can do, maybe work their way into the thoughts of the 2 head coaches before the World Cup. Decisions to make there. Of course, Osama Nabi hasn't been in the job for very long, only about a month, most of which has been spent here at the Under-20 AFCON. Decent start to life in the Egypt Under-20 dugout. Not quite making it to the final, falling at the final hurdle instead. But a top 4 finish, very respectable for the hosts. And so too, the Flying Eagles, who they face over the next 90 minutes. Quite blustery, as you can see here in Cairo. Strong breeze blowing around the 30th of June Stadium, which isn't quite full to its capacity of around 30,000, but plenty of local fans having come out to see the future Pharaohs. And here comes the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
The referee blows the whistle and away we go in Cairo. The 3rd place playoff, the penultimate game of this year's Total Energies CAF Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. Hosts and 4-time champions Egypt take on 7-time champions Nigeria. The Flying Eagles in their traditional green and dark green black as well, shooting from right to left as we watch on in this first 45. The young Pharaohs in their equally traditional red and white. Bursting forwards for the first time was Clinton Jefter, and winning a free kick just outside the Egypt penalty area. Flying Eagles number 7 clearly caught. And now some decisions to make for Waheb for the first time in the Egypt's goal. How many young men does he put in his wall? Certainly within shooting range, albeit from an acute angle. Can't commit too many to the wall and leave too many Flying Eagles ready to rise high, soar into the air and head home in the middle. Plenty of jostling, as is always the case in this kind of situation. Precious Benjamin to take. Steadies himself and then fires it at goal. It wasn't too far from the top corner. Ultimately though, off target. And an early scare survived for Ahmed Waheb and his fellow young Pharaohs. Trajectory was good, just a little too high. Had to have plenty of power to beat Waheb from there. Now suddenly down the other end, Egypt in on goal, 3 in the middle. Here's away from it inside 3 minutes. Start to this bronze medal match. And it is Omar Hassan who's broken the deadlock. Barely 2 minutes on the clock. Only played 51 minutes in the tournament before today. Only needed 2 to get his first goal of this under-20 AFCON. You can see clearly all 3 being played onside by Al Ibrahim, Nigerian left-back. The only defender inside his own half, I think, and punished for a lack of awareness there. The Nigerian backline, lack of organisation. They find themselves behind inside a matter of seconds. About 150 of them, to be precise. They'll keep their heads up though, this young Flying Eagles side. They've been stoic in defeat the last few days since being knocked out by South Africa. Of course, almost as important as the prize on offer, the under-20 AFCON trophy, is that spot at the under-20 World Cup. Both these sides having secured that with their quarter-final wins. They're very dramatic ones in the case. Well, both ready, but particularly, yeah, the Egyptian side, who were pegged back in the 101st minute of normal time. Before going on to triumph in the shootout. Hashtag there for you, Total Energies AFCON U20. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering on, and what you thought of the first 5 minutes here. Egypt playing their way out from the back. But that's the risk you take when doing so. It's given away there by Mohamed Atef. Not for long. Hassan hoping to win it back. Great start at both ends for the winger. Another long ball forwards, which we'll see Hassan get in behind Flying Eagles backline. This time, not as deadly, not as clinical. Jefta standing on the ball. Did his best to make amends, but can't retain possession. Daniel Bamei, centre-back and captain with the armband. He and Emmanuel Chukwu alongside him have been ever present. The only 2 in the Flying Eagles squad. Played every minute of the tournament and will continue on here. Jefta looking to cause trouble there on that left-hand side once again. No free kick this time. Got his cross in. It was blocked, but remains with Nigeria. Ibrahim disappointed with the parts he played, not following the defensive line, the offside line played by his fellow defenders, immediately punished. So there was a late change to the Egypt starting 11. Mohamed Rafat, number 18, played instead of Mohamed El Sayed. Not sure if a late knock picked up there for the 18-year-old who turns 19 in 2 days' time on Tuesday. It's not the kind of early birthday present he'd have been hoping for. Something a gift for his teammates though. That's opening goal. Nigeria have done well to put that behind them. They've steadied the ship and now looking to break away here. Search of their equaliser. Precious Benjamin. Run straight into Mahmoud Labib. It's one back though by Maigari. There's Benjamin again. Cuts inside. Has options to his left, goes himself. If that was always going wide, Ahmed Wahab comfortably. Slowly falling to his left, but under no illusions that was bouncing well wide of his left-hand post. Well in midfield by Alabi. There's Jefta, involved in everything Nigeria have done in these early minutes. Went for the 1-2 with Amiao. The other number 24, putting paid to that. Mohamed Atef. Ayuma back to Chukwu. Maigari's first time cross, though, was miss-hit. Sama Nabi there and Aliou Zubairu. Nigeria head coach favours an attacking brand of football. Largely goes with a flexible 4-3-3 system. Seems to be the case again today. Wing is already interchanging at the attacking end of the pitch. These sides do tend to press high up the pitch in opposition territory, dominate possession, play with freedom in the final third. There's a little too much freedom offered in their own third in the 3rd minute. Just put them 1-0 down here. Seen plenty of the ball since then though. Army are looking to dictate matters, keeping things ticking over in the engine room as ever. Another misplaced pass from Maigari. There's been one back, and here come Nigeria, bursting through on goal. It's cut back towards Army out. Hacked away though by the Egyptian captain, Ahmed Khaled. Both Atef and Ayuma claim the throw. Seems to be the former who's going to get the decision. It's good work there from Alabi. Looking for either Jefta or Amiao coming in. Couldn't quite find either. There's Jefta again. Receiving it from Alabi, who remains to his right-hand side, as did Yushu Amiao. 18-year-olds making just his 2nd appearance. 1 appearance as a substitute, played 20 minutes or so. have the fewest minutes of anyone in green on the pitch. Second fewest is the goalkeeper, Adja Jakob. Played 40 minutes thus far. Jefter wins it back straight from the goal kick. Here's Amiel. Finds a red and white wall in front of him. Forced back to Ayuma. Maigari. Time and space to take a touch and get his head up. Goes for the 1-2, gets it as well. Now flicks goalwards. Slight pressure, Benjamin. Who followed in on Ahmed Wahab. He claims he was entitled to do so. Referee deemed it a foul, and the Egyptian keeper has stayed down, holding his head here.
Hey, oh boy, oh boy! I didn't touch him, referee. Stand up. Let me see what you do. I'm here with you. Oh, please, listen to that, referee. I need to talk to you. Please. Let's play, referee. I didn't touch him. You should tell.
Interesting to be able to hear some of the discussions between referee and player with the reduced crowd, reminiscent of football during COVID. So yes, great invention initially by Benjamin, who followed up, and hard to disagree with him that he was entitled to go for that. I don't think the keeper had it solidly in both his gloves. If anything, I'm not sure if the collision was even with Benjamin, but another young pharaoh. Either way, no lasting damage for the young Egyptian keeper. And he'll get us back underway now with the free kick. 15 minutes on the clock. Egypt 1-0 to the good. This 2025 edition of the Under-20 AFCON, Nigeria have won only one game in open play. Their opening 1-0 victory against Tunisia, of course, drew the next two group games, then the 0-0 against Morocco and 2-2 with Kenya. Followed that up with the quarter-final against Senegal, which ended goalless, went to penalties, and of course losing the semi-final to South Africa. See that single goal from Tylan Smith in the second half. With just 3 goals scored in all, this is Nigeria's lowest goal tally in any Under-20 AFCON tournament where they've played at least 5 matches. They failed to score in 3 of their 5, but have kept 3 clean sheets. Won't be getting a clean sheet today, though. Might instead be conceding a second. Ball into the box, though, is claimed this time by Adja Jakob. Ahmed Sharaf with the delivery from the left. Ushered towards the touchline by Chukwu. Well claimed in the middle by the 20-year-old keeper, Adja Jakob, born on the 1st of April, but not made a fool of just there. Conceded only 2 goals coming into this 3rd place playoff. As the Egyptians complain of a shove there. That's the joint best defensive record alongside Morocco among the final 4. It seems that the referee might have paused the game here, as it wasn't the shove that was the issue. The ball striking the arm instead. VAR may well be checking this. Nigeria about to be in more significant trouble? No, is the answer. Quickly back underway, deemed unintentional. And that was pretty clear to see. Also, not egregious enough of a handball for the referee to have a second look at the pitch side monitor. It's a large reason behind that impressive defensive record for Nigeria was their extraordinary young keeper, Ebenezer Harcourt, who has been rested today, not even in the squad, hence the chance for Jakob. The 15-year-old taking the under-20 AFCON by storm. Been Nigeria's starting shot stopper throughout the competition up until today. Almost unprecedented feat for someone of his young age in a continental tournament of this caliber. Born in October 2009, so won't be 16 for quite a few months yet. Down the other end, Nigeria looking to equalise here. Quick attack put together. Egypt survived the danger. Yes, Harcourt will turn 16 2 days after the Under-20 World Cup final. Would love to celebrate his sweet 16th with a World Cup winner's medal. A long way from that, of course, but Nigeria will be there. He was the youngest player at this year's tournament. Another of the youngest there. Damu Maigari testing the reflexes of Wahab. 18-year-old right back. Lovely strike on the volley. Wahab quickly down to his left. Took a deflection, did really well there, the Egyptian keeper, to react. Already heading to his right before it came off the trailing leg of Mahmoud Labib. Did brilliantly to readjust, parry that one out. Seemingly doing himself some damage in the process, needing a bit of treatment. Not for the first time already this afternoon. Backup keeper this afternoon warming up. Abdel Manem. Up until now. Ahmed Keshik available as well, but it will seem that Wahab's okay. Put himself back on his feet in this corner. Didn't nowhere near him in the end. Dealt with instead by his defence. Sent forwards by Bamaye. Skapangu. Sent forward out on the left-hand side, trying to make something happen. Run down a rather blind alley. Has been mostly not quite one-way traffic. Certainly the traffic in the Egypt half since their opener. Quarter of the game gone now as we tick past the 22.5-minute mark. It's going to drop on the edge here, temptingly for Ayuma. Didn't catch it quite right. Nigerian number 10. Yes, decent amount to the ball. For the Flying Eagles, looking to level things up. They've had a few half chances. Good save from Wahab. A few mishits and missed final passes too. Have to be wary though, this Egyptian counter. A lot of space in the Nigerian half as they commit players forwards. And that was something of a let-off there as Mahmoud Labib let fly from way out on the left wing. He had options inside. Brought down. He thinks that was sufficient for a yellow, but he disagrees. Giving her cards in her pocket for now. Given away carelessly, needlessly. Ibrahim. Nigeria win it back, but again, pass not finding its target there. Army out this time. Ball out for an Egyptian throw, which is taken by Atef. Through ball. Hassan let run. Ali will pick it up. Rafat quickly closed down by Kapangu. Doing his defensive duties as well. Another, just his second appearance of the tournament, the centre forward. Played an hour for kick-off. Osama Nabi, as mentioned, took over the reins of the Egyptian national team at this level after the resignation of Brazilian coach Rogério Micali, who had qualified with the young Pharaohs late last year. Nabi was really impressed with how his side have fared, considering how quickly he had to adjust to his way of working. It's nicely knocked through for Mike Gari. His pass. He's looking for a Labi. Beast into it by a young man in red, but it will be another Nigeria corner. As Nabi saying, I took over the responsibility only 27 days ago. We played our best match of the tournament against the Morocco team. It's been preparing for 4 years. In the post-match press conference, Tesai were knocked out of the semis. Indeed, looked a cohesive unit for the most part, despite only knowing a head coach for around a month now. Ibrahim with a shot that was probably heading over 2 goals stacked on top of each other. It was he who set the Flying Eagles on their way. They took flight on match day 1, the first goal of the tournament for Nigeria. Opener, the only goal, as it turned out, in that 1-0 win against Tunisia. See there, not just possession, but attempts very much in favour of Nigeria, 7-2. They need to try and get a few more on target, though. Ahmed Wahab showing he's no pushover. Even when the ball did make its way towards his goal. Here come Egypt on the counter again. Held up by Rafat. Switch over to the left-hand side. Here's Labib. Sami knocks it forwards. Nearly dropped there for Sharaf. cheeks. Unaware, there's a player behind him in a better position. Magari sent it in early, trying to catch the Egyptian defence by surprise, and safety first for Anthems results in yet another corner. Looking at the XG, this is pretty level pegging. In fact, it won't be a corner. So the last touch there came off the Moroccan the Egyptian, I should say, right back, but clearly not the case. Magari looking for Ayuma. And the Barso that doesn't stick. Smardu flicked on by Hassan. He's found his way one way or another to Mohamed Ali. And here's Shootout. And straight into Magari. Now the chance for the Flying Eagles to fly down the other end, utilise the space for once. Kapangu ushered towards the corner flag though by Anthems. Put it out ultimately for a throw. Ayuma drops the shoulder, goes past one, past the second, flies it into the middle. It has gone down in a heap and did look potentially uncomfortable way to control the ball. Referee's allowing play to continue for now. The Nigerian ball is still down. In the end, Shabira and Nabada pausing proceedings, coming over to check. Nigerian number 12. Great work by Ayuma. Let fly. Maybe it was less the control of the ball, more the collision with the Egyptian defender caused the issue. Certainly Abdullah Bustenji and Benjamin clashing legs. That might be one for VAR to unpack, and Benjamin perhaps forcing their hand slightly here. Ibrahim taking on some advice as Benjamin is being accused here of being a little precious by a couple of the Egyptian players. He's back to his feet. We'll see it again there. Certainly didn't get the ball, Bustenji. Did he get enough of the man? VAR to take this any further? It would appear not. Benjamin, one of two Hoffenheim Academy prospects in the team, alongside centre-back Emmanuel Chukwu. Hoffenheim just about surviving in the German top flight this season, despite a heavy 4-0 loss to Bayern Munich yesterday. Final game of the season in the Bundesliga. Finished 15th. One spot above the relegation playoff spot. Both Benjamin and Chukwu for now playing in the under-19 team of Hoffenheim. Let's go back to the XG. As we enter the 34th minute, it's 0.39 for Nigeria, 0.36 for Egypt. It was Egypt, however, who took their one clear chance. Surprised it didn't have a higher rate of XG. A breakaway 3-on-1 as it was. Dominating a number of the other statistics thus far. The Flying Eagles, 3 times the shots, 2 on target to one of their hosts. 13 touches in the opposition box compared to just 4 for the young Pharaohs. They do here have a corner. Certainly an opportunity to add to that tally. If they can put together a smart set piece here. And if Mohab Sami can produce the right delivery, it's taken short, back to Sami. His delivery, when it did arrive, didn't beat Bamei at the front post. Banga brings it away. Armiel going down to the close attentions. Not one but 2 in red and white, and seemingly Mohab Sami, after that disappointing corner, becoming the first player this afternoon to enter the book. One of the oldest players in the tournament, turned 20 in February. Just over a month after the cut-off, of course, of 1st of January 2005. The players in this competition see they're more than 60% of the possession still with the Flying Eagles. Need to use it though. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Balls for a free kick. Turned down by the referee. Nigeria doing well to break up the breakaway. Here's Jefta over on the right-hand side. Maigari with him. Another good cross in from the right back, right onto the head of Precious Benjamin. But unable to get a suitably deft touch on that one. To divert it on target. Just the one offence made by Mohab Sami. Was the point being made to the referee? It was one sufficient to produce the yellow card, in the opinion of the referee, and Sami seemingly having picked up a knock somewhere along the line. Was an awkward height for Benjamin, in fairness. Caught in 2 minds, perhaps, between a volley and a header. Stooped low in the end. Ahmed Sharaf also in the wars, heading to the byline. A bit of treatment, so Egypt will have at least temporarily a numerical disadvantage. Wahab with that not the best piece of distribution one would expect of 90 minutes. Fortunate it came straight back to him. This time he can go high and long, and that was an excellent piece of distribution which could produce the second goal. Could even have been an assist there, brilliantly taken down, and a great effort too from Mohamed Ali, just forced a save from Yakub. Was moving in the air as well, and catching out Yakub. See the keeper going to his right and then having to reach out with his left-hand side. Yeah, you can just see the swerve there, almost knuckleball-esque. Harking back to the infamous Jabalani ball. South African World Cup. Just a corner, which was great. Right to the head. Fortunately for Nigeria, of Precious Benjamin. So Egypt will get a second bite of the cherry here. Khaled to take. Captain. 5 to 8 mans in the middle. Couple of others leading. It's over for another word with Precious Benjamin. Plenty of discourse between those two. Back into the pitch. Sani's cleared away at the front stick. By May. And Nigeria can counter here. Benjamin bringing it away at pace. Couldn't pick out Kapangu. Still, with the Flying Eagles, who have men in the middle. None of them on the receiving end of the ball. Seemingly another issue here for Sharaf, presumably the same one. Saw him off the pitch moments ago, now might force him off it permanently. See some discomfort. A bit early for just a touch of cramp. Captain doing his best to help out, but shot there of Mohamed Atef taking a slightly awkward landing, but Atef moving fine. It's Ahmed Sharaf with the issue. The long ball over the top that produced the opener. Mohamed Labib keeping his head, getting his head up, producing the perfect pass. Hassan could not miss. So we come back to the action. Nigeria on the attack, right onto the head of Amiao. They're knocking him on the door at times during this first half. Haven't knocked it down just yet. Confirmation. And that is the end of Ahmed Sharaf's game, and thus his tournament. Replaced by the number 17 for Egypt, Amir Khaled. 19-year-old midfielder. Slightly more defensive-minded than the man he replaces. Often see Egyptian teams, North African teams in general, get 1-0 ahead and try to produce a stranglehold on the rest of the game. That's less likely to be the case here in a bronze medal match. Not too much jeopardy. Enjoy their final couple of hours of football here in this tournament, on this stage. Very few, if any, will ever grace this particular competition again. Age cut-off, of course, meaning that most are too old by the time the biennial tournament comes around again. Precious Benjamin turning around, getting a shot away. So came straight back at him. Now forced to backtrack as Egypt break down the left with Hassan. Now will come Jakob to claim. Ibrahim. Sit forwards to Kapangu, who's out to the left-hand side. Now returns to the centre alongside Alabi. Moves it right to Maigari. Another early ball in from the right back. And another one which is dealt with by Abdullah Bustenji. Centre back for Smuha.
Player number 19 out.
Abdullah Bustenji on loan from Al Ahly.
Player number 11 in. ودخول اللاعب رقم 11 بدمي أمولي.
As it stands, still just about reigning Champions League champions. For much longer though. For once not involved in the final. A couple of changes there late on, just before half-time. Not sure why Aliou Zubaro didn't feel like he could wait until the half-time break, but whatever the reason, entitled to make changes whenever he wants. And so some fresh legs for the final few seconds of the first half. Precious Benjamin up against Mohamed Sardoun. And there will be 5 minutes of additional time. Quite a lot for a first half, but there have been a fair few stoppages. A number of injuries for the Egyptian players. Precious Benjamin as well, forcing the medics on. Shot from range was comfortable for Ahmed Wahab. Sailing over the head of Bustenji. No worry for any of the young pharaohs. Al Ahly have moved back to the top of the Egyptian Premier League. Found themselves behind Pyramids, the other Egyptian side who are in the Champions League final. Set to take on Mamelodi Sundowns in a couple of weeks' time. Curling effort there from one of the new Nigerians on the pitch. Idemi Amole not getting quite enough curl on his effort though. Cutting inside, wasn't too far away from the bottom corner. 16-year-old. He's the latest to get his chance to shine. He's had a few opportunities though in the competition. This is 5th appearance. Got a couple of 100 minutes under his belt. No goals across that time. Maigari there in a battle with Labib, on which will presumably go on down that far wing throughout the match. Will soon become the near wing as we watch on. Rafat trying not to play a backwards pass, but in doing so, giving the ball away. And Nigeria are in here. The shot straight at Ahmed Wahab from the other substitute, Divine Olise. 17-year-old, 2 youngsters brought on and immediately involved. Olise played every game now, including this one. Here it is again, now on the right-hand side. Does really well. The flag has gone up. I thought he just about kept that in and found the run of Maigari. as the right back picks himself back up to his feet. It will seemingly be an Egyptian throw. Right knee already strapped up for the fullback. The better angle there. It was a very tight call. Best view in the house though was that of the assistant referee, who held their flag aloft. Away by Chukwu. It's the final minute of the additional 5. It's time for one more chance here. Nigeria with possession at the halfway line. Run there from Amole. I think the intended target was Elise. Again, getting involved. Head away, didn't come off for Nigeria, and that will likely be that for the first half. Flicking up onto the arm of the substitute. Indeed, there is the half-time whistle. And a frantic start to proceedings, and Omar Hassan with the goal in the 3rd minute of this first 45. That remains the difference between the two. Best part of an hour later, Egypt will head down the tunnel with a 1-0 lead, 45 minutes away from the bronze medal. Nigeria, though, have had the better of the first half, certainly from a statistical point of view. Just need to find a little more efficiency in the final third. Better final ball, better final touch, if they are to turn this one around. The evidence of that statistical, if not dominance, certainly advantage of the Flying Eagles. 60% of the possession, almost 4 times the number of shots. The young Pharaohs double the number on target, better passing accuracy. Well, the same number of corners. I thought I saw more of those, to be honest, for Nigeria, but either way, we'll believe the statistics on the screen. And for all that they say, the only one that really matters is at the top. And that is certainly in favour of Egypt. 1-0, the half-time score. Look back at the first half of this Under-20 AFCON third-place playoff between Nigeria and Egypt. A free kick comes in from Precious Benjamin, not far over that near top corner. Well, route one, and it might pay off. 3 forwards here for Egypt. One of them is Omar Hassan, who opens the scoring inside 3 minutes. Onside, kept onside by Awal Ibrahim, a Nigerian left-back. And it was the Egyptian left-back who put it on a plate for his teammate Mahmoud Labib, finding Hassan, and Hassan couldn't miss. Brilliant ball from the back, from the captain, Ahmed Khaled, with the vision. Composure from the two up top. Nigeria looking for a response. It's fired goalwards. It's going to hit Benjamin. It's brought away by Mahab Sami. Benjamin stays down. Fired in with power by Ayuma. Shot or a pass. Certainly struck Precious Benjamin in the midriff. Couldn't get out the way. He claimed a penalty. He's not going to get one. There's Maigari into the middle, right onto the head of Benjamin. Another opportunity for the Flying Eagles forward. Awkward that. It's a little too low for a header, a little too high for a volley. First yellow of the first half goes the way of Mahab. The halftime score, Egypt 1-0 up.
Écrivons nos succès, exprimons tout ce que l'on est, avançons sans limite puisque le monde est là et qu'il nous ouvre les bras. لمن يحبونها ويشجعونها ويمارسونها، أورنج دائما معك. أورنج الراعي الفخري لكرة القدم أفريقيا. Un nouveau jour s'est levé, un continent s'est révélé, pour nous, pour eux, pour lui, pour elle. L'heure est venue de dévoiler une nouvelle réalité. Vivons le jour, vivons la nuit, voyons le monde à l'infini. Rêvons d'avenir, de devenir, ce que l'on souhaite, où que l'on souhaite. Partageons nos passions.
And welcome back to Egypt for the second half of this third place playoff between Nigeria and Egypt at the 2025 Total Energies CAF Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. And here's the hosts with the half-time lead, 1-0, courtesy of a third-minute goal from Omar Hassan. Rapid break, long ball over the top. Nigerian defence exposed, Egypt taking full advantage. Nigeria, though, had the better of the first half from there, albeit only slightly. Now looking to build on that here in the second 45 to turn things around and claim the bronze medal. And so away we go again. The final 45 minutes of football for these two sides at this Under-20 AFCON. A long journey. It is a sixth game for Nigeria, a seventh for Egypt in that five-team Group A, of course. Will that be a factor? Or was it a factor in Egypt's semi-final with Morocco? Tired of legs, started the tournament a little earlier, played an extra 90 minutes. The semi-final was played pretty much in and around the Egypt area. Morocco dominating the possession and positional territory of that semi, ultimately winning via a single goal. Pretty late on too. 8-8, 78th minute. That's given away on the edge of his own area by the Egypt captain. Nigeria will capitalise. Straight back to the centre circle. But it's the substitute, Bidemi Amole, who levels things up. Well, he thought it was quick in the first half. A shake of the head from Ahmed Khaled was his mistake. Less than 3 minutes on the clock when Egypt opened the scoring.
Scored by player number 11.
There was less than 2 minutes on the clock when Nigeria leveled things up at the start of the second half. The two substitutes combining. Divine Olise getting his head up and picking out Bidemi Amole, and the 16-year-old, his first goal of the tournament. It's all to play for. Already in on goal again. Barely 60 seconds into the second half. A nightmare moment for Ahmed Khaled. Played a huge part in the first goal of the evening. His long ball over the top onto Mahmoud Labib, who in turn picked up Hassan. Not dissimilarly in the middle, one-on-one with the keeper, slotted home. And this time, the pressing of Precious Benjamin. You see who applied the pressure, and Olise and Amole, who then made the most of that mistake from Khaled. So as you were, with about 45 minutes to play. Third place game has gone to penalties on 4 occasions in the past, as Nigeria look to continue on the front foot. Amole forcing the issue again. Went down, but no appeals for a penalty. It's won back almost immediately by Ibrahim. The attempted dummy, even falling himself there. From Israel Ayuma. Egypt looking a little rattled by that mistake. Nigeria have flown out of the blocks here after the half-time break. looking to capitalise on this spell of pressure. Adami Maigari going down and winning a free kick on the right wing. Bielsa, 4 previous penalty shootouts required to separate the two fighting for bronze. 2003, 2005, 2019 and 2021. Only twice had it ended 0-0 after regulation time. South Africa's shootout win over Nigeria in 2019, one of those. And we will go straight to penalties should it remain level through to the final whistle here. No extra time. Will we get to that position? It's starting to look like Nigeria could complete the turnaround here sooner rather than later. Another dangerous free kick now. Israel Ayuma to take. Plenty to aim at in the middle. It swung into a good area, but onto the head of Mohamed Rafat. Shot from range was a decent one. Too close to Waheb. But flying in, sat up temptingly, must be said. Still not an easy technique. Unmoved, Aliou Zubairu on the sidelines. I think it was Ayuma. Tried his luck there. Maigari giving away the free kick. Bundling over Omar Hassan. Familiar territory, this for both sides. A fourth appearance in the third place playoff for Egypt. Won all 3 of their previous bronze medal matches. Beat Ethiopia 3-0 in 1993 and 2-0 in 2001. And then overcame Mali 1-0 in 2011. Had never conceded a goal in a third place match until that Amole equaliser. Now the 5th host nation to play the third place match as well. 2 wins, 2 losses from those previously. There's even more for the Flying Eagles. Their 6th third place match, 4 of which of the previous 5, that is. They had won 95, 2009, 2013, and a most recent edition in 2023, where they beat Tunisia 4-0. Remains the largest margin of victory ever recorded in this fixture. I'm sure they'll settle for a 2-1 here, though. Starting to look like we could see at least a couple more goals, though, in the second half. Tempo has increased. Egypt still looking to strike on the counter. They can, but struggling to get the ball out of their own half. Brought forwards by Jefta. Fires it straight into an Egypt defender. Israel Ayuma. Forwards to Olise. Creator of the equaliser, Ibrahim. Another shot from range. Well, Israel Ayuma fancies a spectacular goal here. 2 long range efforts in about as many minutes. This one less impressive than the previous, which forced a save from Waheb. Egyptian keeper watched that one go wide, but now he's sat on the turf. In need of some treatment, seemingly. Omar Hassan in need of some instructions. and some hydration. That was the goal again. Taking a risk there, Ahmed Khaled. Head in hands as the ball was slotted home. Egypt have played with fire on occasion as they played it out from the back. This time they got burnt. Still work to do though. Keep focused, keep thinking. Instructions from Chukwu. 18-year-old ever present. Back underway. Ball at the feet of Ayouma, yes again. No shot from the halfway line. On this occasion, that one just a little too far away for his liking. Over to Maigari. Heavily involved the right back throughout the game thus far. It's with him again here. Cuts inside, runs into Mohab Sami. Go down and win the free kick. Word in his ear, but nothing more. Stats were showing, but not a huge amount of contact, I'd have to say. Sami making the most of that one. Egypt will be pleased to send the ball upfield and try and gain back some territory. Pinned back for the last 10 minutes, ever since that opening goal in the second half. And another free kick here further up the pitch. Push on towards the Nigeria box. Shove in the back of Mohamed Ali. Jakub organising a three-man wall in front of him. One of those two play his club football outside of Nigeria for Serbia's FK Novi Pazar. The 20-year-old keeper. One of four currently in the squad, play in Europe. As the aforementioned Hoffenheim duo of Chukwu and Benjamin. Jakub in Serbia and Israel Ayouma in NK Istra of Croatia, currently 5th in the Croatian top flight. NK Istra. Labi, here is Ayouma. No complaints, tackled from behind but legally. Bame will play that back to his keeper. One of only 4 goal scorers, now including Demi Amole, Daniel Bamei. Scored the all-important equaliser. Equalising penalty it was against Kenya on matchday 3 to make it 2-2 and ensure they remained in second spot in Group B, with Tunisia lurking. At that point, they were level with Morocco as well. So a second change made by Osama Nabi. Will it be Mohamed Ali to come off? Indeed it will. In no hurry, ushered off by the referee. He'll be replaced by Omar Keda. Aston Villa, youth prospect. 18-year-old born in Alexandria. turns 90 in exactly a week's time. Sent into a good area. Jakob was unsure there. It appeared whether to come for the ball or not. Eventually didn't really get anywhere near it. It was dealt with either way, and Nigeria can break away. A drop of the shoulder from Benjamin. Looks to use the pace of Elise. Did he get there first? Before Wahab has been sent flying. Holding his lower back. Wahab proclaims his innocence. See there the quick move from end to end. Smart back heel by Jefta. Alawi playing it forwards. Benjamin, drop of the shoulder. Keeper certainly within his rights, smothering an attempted cross. Didn't just wipe out. AC Nigeria has now got back to his feet. Elise, pleased to say, seemingly fine to continue. As the follow-up comes to nothing. The young Pharaohs just can't really get any kind of lengthy spell of possession here. Occasionally looking to break away, but as Mahmoud Labib tries to encourage on his teammates, no one was there to break forwards. Ultimately left him frustrated. Decision going against Mohamed Atef, to his disgust. Will Ayuma fancy a shot once again from long range? Well, it was certainly heading goalwards. Whether or not anyone could have got a flick on. Came back straight at Nigeria's number 10. In there with the interception, Ahmed Khaled, so known by his nickname Kabaka. Another currently loaned out by Al Ahly at Modern Sport. He is a former Egyptian Premier League and CAF Champions League winner with Al Ahly. The experience befitting the armband, but with the mistake equally. Let's put these two on level pegging, and there'll be moments again at the back there for Egypt, ultimately dealt with by Atef. Looking a little panicky at times. Nigeria corner to deal with. Sent in by Jefta. Two flying eagles flying towards him, but neither got in each other's way. And as the referee blows, decision will be an Egypt free kick. Well, Egypt's XG has barely moved since about the 10-minute mark. It's still 0.37, if you remember the earlier tallies. Read out in the first half, whilst Nigeria have moved on to 1.25. And as you can see, further increasing their advantage in terms of possession, but as ever, there is the possibility of danger on the break for the young Pharaohs. Forced back though, Labib going all the way back to Bristenji. Quickly will end up though with Omar Hassan on the right wing. Caught by Ibrahim, but plays on. That's when he comes to nothing. Hopeful cross. No one waiting in the middle except Najia Yaqub. Since picking the ball out of the net in the 3rd minute, he's had a pretty quiet evening. Certainly quieter than his fellow keeper, Ebenezer Harcourt. Worth a mention again, the youngest player in the tournament. There's another youngster, Pitemi Amole, looks to cause chaos on the edge of the area, and it's going to be all the way in. Too precious, Benjamin denied though by, I think, Ahmed Wahab, rather than one of his defenders. Crowd of players seem to come back off the keeper. Point blank range. Drop to Benjamin. He looks to tee up. Tivon Elise, he can't keep his effort down. As we head towards the final quarter of the game, Nigeria turning the screw here. And it was indeed. Ahmed Wahab, brave piece of keeping, making himself big, smothering the shot. Egypt survive another scare. Yes, another impressive goalkeeping from Harcourt was the quarter-final shootout against Senegal. Saved 2 penalties. And he is one of the breakout stars of this tournament, the 15-year-old with composure, reflexes and maturity far beyond his years, which has led a number of European clubs to show interest already. Reportedly clubs in France, Belgium and Germany monitoring his progress. Several inviting him to training and assessment camps. Some Nigerian Premier League sides also expressing their interest. But the focus apparently from his team is to remain on a steady development rather than rushing into a professional deal. Just 15 years of age, time certainly on his side. Here's Benjamin, looks for options and finds one! Tivon Elise with another opportunity, but another one which is sent high and wide of the target. Egypt are surviving here by the skin of their teeth. Great work again, Jefta finding precious Benjamin, got his head up, found the only man in green. The teenager though only had one opportunity. And at that kind of pace coming in, it's always going to be hard to keep it down. Still feels the need to hide his face in his shirt. That was a big chance to put 1 foot into 3rd place here. Not sure if that's quite the metaphor, but yeah, 1 hand on the bronze medal, shall we say. "20 minutes to go. Will Nigeria make good on their dominance of the second half, which it undoubtedly is? Or can Egypt grab one against the run of play? That's the danger. Exactly how they opened the scoring an hour and a half ago, almost now.
Player number 7 out.
Another double change.
رقم 7 كلينتون
One made
جفتا.
late in the
And
first
player
half.
number 21 in.
Off comes
ودخول
Clinton
اللاعب رقم
Jefta.
21 طاهر مايغانا.
And so too, Precious Benjamin.
Out.
Good evening's work.
رقم 12 Precious
All change
Benjamin. And
from
player
the
number
attacking
9
4
in.
now.
ودخول اللاعب رقم 9
Army out
Abrabo
and Kapangu
Ariri.
making way. The end of the first half, Jefta and Benjamin just after the 3/4 mark. Number 9 brought on Abrabo, Nathaniel Ariehi, 18-year-old, plays for Lillestrøm in Norway. Currently top of the Norwegian top flight, the Elite Serien. Let's look at those number of shots. 25 for Nigeria, just 4 for Egypt. Collision there between Maigari and the hobbling, must be said, Wahab Sami. Doesn't result in the free kick he was hoping for, just outside the box. And it's also coming on to here Maigana, another 16-year-old. Can he cause as much chaos as Amole? Smartly left by Elise. Here is Tahir Maigana. Hand of apology. We'll call that one a rangefinder. First effort on goal from the number 21. One change remaining. And for Aliou Zubairu, still 3 available to Osama Nabi. One of his 2 was enforced. Ahmed Sharaf forced off in the first half. The 50-year-old technician, former Zamalek player and winner of the 1998 Africa Cup of Nations, Osama Nabi, rigorous tactician. To see his team play well, also knows how to provide the tactical response against a tricky opponent. We're seeing that here. So inside having to drop back defensively. They've remained well drilled. They have offered up opportunities to this young Flying Eagles side. Been their defensive shape that's really pleased the Egyptian coach. Highlighted the challenges his side faced in rebuilding quickly after a number of coaching changes in the build-up to the tournament. The team have gone through 3 changes of head coach. And Nabi saying he came in and worked mostly on the defensive shape. Players delivered. He's proud of them. There was the collision. Here's Maham Sabi. Certainly inviting the contact. Yeah, young Pharaoh there. And Adamu Maigari clearly getting his head to the ball. No surprise to see no free kick. Well, Hassan and Atef on the sidelines. That's about to be another double change. This time for Egypt. And just another case of taking on fluids. Shamira Nabada, Ugandan referee, actually spotted there. Tattoo on her left arm, the Olympic rings. She is a former Olympian, part of the Ugandan football team. Now overseeing African youngsters playing themselves. Another shot from range for Nigeria's latest teen sensation. But Maigana must have got this one on target. Still not overly threatening, Ahmed Waheb. Egypt with a rare spell of possession in the Nigeria half. Into the final 15 now. Sun setting here in Cairo. Sun setting 2 on this tournament. Who's going to claim bronze? Speaking of Olympics and the infamous medal colours made famous by the Olympic Games. Might not be gold or silver, but bronze certainly worth fighting for here. You can see how much it still means to these teams. This is not a dead rubber. They want to be on the podium in this tournament. Keda and Khaled combining. Former passes it to his captain. Ghana gets it back. I know he's thinking about a shot there. Didn't have the space for one this time. Flag will go up against Khaled on this occasion. Trying to take advantage of that high Nigerian line again. Just drifting beyond it. Frustrated with himself, Khaled. He's in his control there to run the line. Nigeria's XG now over 2.08. Egypt's still unmoving. 27 shots, 9 on target for the Flying Eagles. They can't find that all-important second goal. Here they come again. Elise, though, leaving the ball behind. Kabaka will set Egypt on their way, but looking rather isolated on his own up top now. Khaled Kidder there in support, but the rest of those in red and white back in their own half, if not in their own final third. Labib with the header away. Hassan still on, dropping deep to get involved. Also hasn't been on the ball as much as he'd have liked. Nice first touch from Kedder to take that away from his opposite number, Maigana on this occasion. Now here's Sami, supported by Labib. Kedder looking for the run there of Umar Hassan. It was cut out, and now Nigeria have a little more space in which to work. It's on to Arieri. He ran into trouble. He'll get it back though, next to tee up the 1-2. But Elise can't force his way through. Ten minutes remaining. Will these two be forced into a penalty shootout? Discussions ongoing. The Egyptian technical staff. How do they approach this final 10 minutes? Continue with their defensive approach or go for broke, try and catch Nigeria napping as they did in the first few minutes. Might have been lulled into a false sense of security now, the Nigerian backline. Haven't had too much defending to do. Lovely feet there from Arieri. Yes, bronze the prize on offer here. The prize of a spot at the World Cup already earned by both these sides. They will head to the Under-20 World Cup in Chile in about 4 months' time. Nigeria will make their 13th appearance and 8th for Egypt. Hope it's not unlucky 13 with the Flying Eagles. They've come close before. Runners up in 1989 and 2005. Africa has traditionally performed strongly at the Under-20 World Cup. Mali also twice bronze medalists. Ghana lifting the trophy in 2009. Back up and running here in Nigeria. Straight back on the front foot. Here's Elise. 2 for company, forced back to Maigari. Bamei coming forwards here. Centre back sees space on his left for Ibrahim, ushers him into it. Ayuma. It's into the middle, but over the head of Elise waiting. This idea, quite the execution. The weaker right foot of the left back. At that Under-20 World Cup, the reigning champions Uruguay won't be there to defend their title, finishing 5th in the South American Under-20 Championship. And in doing so, continued the curse of the winner, of the holder, becoming the 8th consecutive title holders to fail to qualify for the following tournament. Elise, some firm words. the assistant maybe, feeling that was a free kick as he was crowded out by Labib and Sami. Speaking of unlucky 13, the two number 13s combining, coming together. And the Nigerian one not happy, he didn't get the free kick. On the ball again here, back to Maigana. Now Elabi. Ayuma. Ibrahim. Supported by Amale. Ayuma will take flight from quite a way out once again. Forces the save from Webb. He has absolutely got that in his locker. Will he try it again? Yeah, why not? This one though, straight into Mohamed Sadoun. He's got some shot on him. The NK Istra youth prospect.
Player number 26 out. خروج اللاعب رقم 26 عمر حسن. And player number 22 in. ودخول اللاعب رقم 22 محمد أحمد. Player number 18 out. خروج اللاعب رقم 18 محمد رأفت. And player number 19 in. ودخول اللاعب رقم 19 محمد علي.
Mohamed Haitam. 18-year-old number 19, and Mohamed El Sayed, the 18-year-old number 22. Turns 19 in a couple of days, the Zamalek youngster. And that will finally be the end of the tournament for Omar Hassan on the score sheet. One of those to impress across this tournament. As ever, the Under-20 AFCON, more than just a youth tournament, but a window into the future of African football. Some who have impressed considerably over the last few weeks. Plenty of current day and former heroes to inspire the youngsters here, show what they could achieve once they've made their mark on this tournament. Amongst others, Yaya Toure is the 2003 best player at the Under-20 AFCON before becoming Premier League legend for Manchester City. Powerhouse in midfield, as well as a treble winner with Barcelona. Tournament before him, Michael Essien, another Premier League midfield legend with Chelsea, impressed at the Under-20 AFCON. And then long before he became Liverpool's Egyptian king, another young pharaoh in the name of Mohamed Salah showed his raw talent. Now a Ballon d'Or contender, breaking records. Champions League, Premier League glory in recent years with the famous club in red in England. Featured at the 2011 tournament as a 17-year-old, scoring once for the young Pharaohs as they claimed the bronze medal on that occasion. Mo Salah. Before him, Mido, also impressed back in 2001. Same year that young Pharaohs produced their best tournament, their best performance at the Under-20 World Cup. A bronze medal there as well. Beaten by Ghana in the semi-finals. Beating Paraguay for the bronze. As we head into what is now the final 90 seconds of the scheduled 90 minutes. The bronze medal here is still up for grabs. Nothing to separate the two. A sixth meeting between Nigeria and Egypt at the Under-20 AFCON finals. Dating back to 1993. Nigeria have won 3 of the previous group stage victories in 2009 and the last tournament in 2023, as well as the 2005 final, 2-0 on that occasion. Egypt's only win came in the 2013 semi-final, another 2-0 win, whilst it was a 1-1 draw in the group stages in 2007. We're heading for, it would appear, another 1-1 draw here, unless there is to be late drama. Could this be it? Here comes Arrieri. 90 minutes all but up. Final seconds. Number 9 ushered to the corner flag. It will be a throw for the Flying Eagles deep in Egypt territory as we enter 5 minutes of additional time, just like the end of the first half. Ghana trying to take that on the spin, but couldn't get there before, went out of play. Egypt's senior team, of course, the most successful nation in the history of the AFCON. 7 wins for the Pharaohs, 50s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. 3 in a row between 2006 and 2010, but now 15 years without a trophy. Runners up in 2017, having a painful year for the team in 2021. Salah in particular, he lost on penalties to the Senegal team, who would subsequently beat them in another penalty shootout to take the final spot at the Qatar World Cup at their expense. Salah's Liverpool teammate Sadio Mane with the all-important final penalty. Nigeria continue to move it around the edge of the young Pharaohs area, trying to find a way through. There's this wall of red in front of them. Rushing things. Nice spell of passing. Like my Ghana is one of the more likely candidates to make something happen, but he's giving it away there. No free kick, and here come Egypt on the counter. It'll be a bitter pill to swallow were Nigeria to concede here late on. That would be undeniably against the run of play, but they've given it away, and that's what could happen off the upright, off the line. Now it's Nigeria surviving by the skin of their teeth off the bar. Danger still not over. Now it is. My word. Well, Nigeria, having dominated the second half, nearly undone in stoppage time. Well, that will have increased Egypt's XG. Omar Keita looked like it had come to nothing, but the attempt to usher it out from Chukwu caused total chaos. Khaled, his shot cleared off the line, and then hammered onto the bar by the other substitute, Mohamed Haitam, before Kabaka sent it wide. Wow, well, a change of goalkeeper amid that chaos. Off goes Adjia Yakub, and on comes presumably the spot kick specialist heading into the penalty shootout. Not the aforementioned absent 15-year-old sensation Harcourt, but instead Rufai Abubakar, 17-year-old of Mavlon FC. That's his first minutes, the very final ones of the tournament. Now will Nigeria feel blessed to be heading to a shootout after that scramble in their box? Watch that again, try and unpack exactly what happened. Chukwu just leaving the ball behind a touch as he tried to shepherd it out for a goal kick. High by the post. Then a goal line clearance, I think, from Awal Ibrahim. It was hard to see at the time exactly who it came off, and then another effort clattered into the woodwork. Indeed, that pretty much doubled Egypt's XG in a matter of seconds. And speaking of seconds, there are 20 left, and Nigeria will look to conjure up one final attack. Running into trouble though, Amole, once that's charged down. Well, I think the players acting like that was the final whistle, but there will be a goal kick to come. 95 minutes are up, and there is the final whistle. Well, it was a fascinating 90 minutes, and there is now a penalty shootout required to separate these two. A goal apiece. Early in each half, Egypt striking in the 3rd minute as they search for 3rd place in this under-20 AFCON. But in the 2nd minute of the 2nd half, Nigeria even quicker out of the blocks after the restart. Substitutes combining, brought on just before half-time, Divine Olise and Bidemi Amole. The latter slotting home after a mistake from Kabaka, the Egypt's captain. Nigeria huffed and puffed, never blew down the red wall in front of them over the course of the 2nd half. Very nearly conceded in 2nd half stoppage time. That scramble in the box, in which the post and the crossbar were struck, and goal line clearance from the left back Ibrahim. And for all that, all said and done, it will be a shootout to decide the bronze medal here in Cairo. Ahmed Wahab, the chance to be the hero, as is the final Nigerian substitute. Clearly the 5th change saved for this scenario. Rufai Abubakar brought on between the 6 for the final few seconds, and then the shootout. Harcourt was the hero in the quarter-final. Penalty shootout against Senegal. Absent from the squad, that responsibility falls to Rufai Abubakar. Final instructions handed out by Aliou Zubairu, as well as, of course, the all-important order. See who's up for a penalty, who's feeling confident. Not quite as many nerves as there would be, say this were the final, or I'm sure as they are feeling in the quarter-final. Penalty shootout with an under-20 World Cup spot up for grabs. And nonetheless, want to finish on a high here as they head into that World Cup. Experience of Daniel Bamaye could be invaluable. Has senior appearances to his name as well. 3 in all. Grabbed his first senior call-up in late 2022 at the age of just 16 for a friendly against Costa Rica. Made his debut in the 2-0 loss. Again, called up to the squad in 2023 for AFCON qualifiers against Guinea-Bissau. 3 caps earned so far for the teenager who captains this under-20 side. Will he be one to take a spot kick? He is one of 4 flying eagles to find the net over the course of the tournament. referee holding the ball, presumably awaiting the captains. See who will take first and at which end. Smile from Ahmed Wahab, looking confident. And mind games, perhaps with the first Nigerian taker. And the first taker will be Emmanuel Chukwu. Not the captain, but his fellow centre-back. 18-year-old Hoffenheim youth prospect. Ever present in this tournament. This will be his final kick of the under-20 AFCON. And it's a good one, just about. Forces it home. Wahab got the hand to the ball, went the right way. Too much power for the Egyptian to keep it out. Close, and Cigar, Nigeria take the lead. They're on their way. So, over to you. First touch of the ball, I believe, for Rufai Abubakar. Should he get a hand to it. It'll be Omar Keda to take. The Aston Villa youngster. Oh, very similar. Same way. Again, keeper went the right way. Abubakar got a hand to the ball. Again, not a strong enough one. The Aston Villa youngster, not the villain of the piece for Egypt. After a penalty apiece. Well, we saw Nasrallah Yuma take a number of shots from very long range, most of them very well struck on target, forcing a save from Wahab. Willie Fair from 12 yards. Considering his ability to strike the ball, took him from 30, 40 yards at points. He was finding the target, and so unsurprisingly perhaps, cannoning that into the top corner. Satisfying sound at the stanchion being struck, this time Wahab nowhere near it. Advantage Nigeria once again. Albeit with a second penalty to be taken by Kabaka. Ahmed Khaled, the Egyptian captain. Saved. Abubakar has his moment. The substitute keeper brought on, he saves the second Egyptian penalty. Kabaka, who set the young fellows on their way with that long ball in the 3rd minute that led to the opener. Gave away the ball for the equaliser and then misses the penalty. Not the end to his under-20 AFCON he'd have hoped for. Clearly a foot on the line for Rufai Abubakar. Save will stand. It's 2-1 to Nigeria, and it is very much now advantage to the Flying Eagles. Advantage they will maintain thanks to their number 9. Another second half substitutes. Fires it straight down the middle. Makes it 3-1 Nigeria. And already things start to get a little close to a winner here. Certainly closer than the young Pharaohs would like. A miss here. And Nigeria are one kick away from the bronze. Two in a row, back-to-back saves. Has denied two of the three young Pharaohs. Nigeria will claim third place if Tahir Maikana can put this one away. They beat Senegal, as mentioned, in the quarter-final shootout. On that occasion, it was Precious Benjamin, Emmanuel Chukwu, and Israel Ayuma, the scorers. But there's your fourth, and there are your third-place team. Maikana delivers 4 out of 4 for Nigeria. They claim bronze. That's how much it means. Celebrations for the Flying Eagles.
By 4-1 against Egypt.
The consolation of an under-20 World Cup spot for both doesn't prevent the pain of the young Pharaohs.
Ladies and gentlemen,
1-1.
you, Total Energy,
The full-time score in Cairo, and Nigeria win 4-1 in the shootout.
From Team Nigeria, player number 2, اللاعب رقم 2 من منتخب نيجيريا، Adamu Maigari.
Nigeria's 14th top 3 finish. Record of 7 titles, 2 silver medals, and now a 5th bronze medal. Taking on the host nation for the 9th time as well. That makes it 7 wins and 2 losses. 7 times they've broken local hearts. And the party can begin in Cairo. A final still to come this evening. Even bigger prize on offer there. But the bronze claimed by Nigeria. They will take that momentum into the Under-20 World Cup in Chile in September. Ahmed Waib looking on. Came close to saving that first spot kick, but from there, ruthlessly efficient. The Flying Eagles. Your man of the match receives his award. Here now from Adamu Maigari.
Congratulations on the man of the match prize and also winning bronze. How did you find today's game?
Alhamdulillah, all thanks be to Allah for giving us this opportunity to be here. And without God, we cannot be here. So He's one that do everything for every possible. And we are happy, like we took the third place. And at least we can go back home with something else.
Your message to the fans back home?
We thank them for their prayers, for not giving up on us, and we really appreciate their prayers day and night.
Congratulations and all the best in the future, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Indeed, did sense that there was a bit of divine intervention. Stoppage time as Nigeria somehow survived that goalmouth scramble. Woodwork struck twice by Egypt. Goal line clearance as well. They carried Lady Luck with them into the shootouts, taking nothing away from the takers. 4 excellent penalties, particularly out of Israel Ayuma. To Egypt, it was 5 out of 5 in their quarter-final shootout. Kabaka